typography webinar. First of all, super happy to see you here. Let me know in the chat if you can see me and hear me. Because if you can't see me, if you can't hear me, then what's the point, right? So write down in the chat that everything is great. And we will start. We will. Also, type in the chat where you're from, because I know that there are so many people has joined this webinar, and I want to know from what countries you are. Maybe you are from Netherlands, Russia, USA, Canada, Brazil, India, Japan. So let me know. India, hello from Toronto, Austria, India. Hey, Alex. Hey, Pakistan. Awesome. Singapore, from all over the world. Really, this is so amazing. I'm so happy to see you here. And I want to thank you. Thank you so much for joining this webinar, because it means that you decided to spend this time learning new skills, get to the next level, learn about typography, get the clear structure, all these things. Thank you for this, that you decided not to show yet another show or yet another video, something like not so important. You decided to change your life. This is cool. Argentina, Quebec, wow. Thank you, Alex, for all the work you invested in the webinar. This is all for you. Really. Just everything is for you. Let me share my screen and we will start, because I have some important things to mention here. And boom, here we are. I'll go here. Today, we'll be talking about how to design a 500K typography-based webinar website. Yeah. The very first thing, I already told you, thank you. And thank you is one of the most powerful thing that you can tell to someone. Thank you. These are the words of energy and power. And I want you to say thank you in the chat to everyone who has joined this webinar, who is here today, because this is our community. This is where we are together. Say thank you to everyone. This is the same like when you're working in the company and you tell to your colleagues, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for helping me. Thank you. You will feel, you will understand how it changes your vibes, to this positivity. You will get this positivity attitude. So say thank you in the chat. Awesome. The first thing, you'll get lots of value today, but prepare your notebooks, pencils, tablets, drink water, because water is super important for your brain. I also drink water. Oh, so good. So yeah, this is important for your brain, so you will stay active during the webinar. The webinar itself will be about maybe an hour and a half. We'll see, depending on the Q&A session. The Q&A session will be at the end of the webinar, so that's why just keep calm, get all the value, and then we will talk about different things. And stay open-minded. Open your mind. If you think that I know everything, surprise me, give me something that I don't know, and all these things. Open your mind, because you will see the typography topic from a different angle. You will understand the structure of typography, all these important, really important things. So that's why open your mind. And if it's important for you to get maximum out of this webinar, I need your attention, your full attention, and your activity in the chat. When you're active in the chat, it means that you're paying attention, right? And then I will understand what's happening here. I understand that you're listening to me, that you're basically catching all the important information that will be presented here. For those who will stay till the end, what you will get today, you will get a clear structure on how to work with typography. This will bring you to the understanding how to achieve professional results with typography and will make your design process efficient. This is really important. The main idea of this webinar is to help you make your design process more efficient so you will understand how to structure all your work. And of course, you will get a career and financial growth, whether you are a full-time employee, whether you are a freelancer, maybe you're not a designer, maybe you're a developer, writer, content creator. You will get lots of value from this webinar today. Stay till the end. And yeah. Now, imagine that you have a clear step-by-step process on how to work with typography. What kind of projects could you design and sell? Maybe websites, ebooks, right? Mobile apps. I told you about infotainment systems. Yes, they also need typography. And you can sell it, right? You can create content and sell it. You can do so many valuable things when you know the exact process. Would your works look more professional? Just type yes in the chat if you think that when you have a clear step-by-step structure process on how to work with typography, your works will look professional. Type yes. We have a delay of 10 seconds in the chat, so that's why sometimes when I tell you something, I won't be able to see what you're typing in the chat, and then only in a second I will see it. So that's why I give this a little bit, like 5 seconds delay. Okay, yes, exactly. Your works will look more professional. Will you feel more confident when your works look professional? When you know exactly what to do, step by step. Yes? Of course, most importantly, during posters, not only during posters. Today, you will learn that this webinar is about typography for UX UI design. Posters is, yes, you will be able to apply it to graphic design as well. But most important, you will understand that typography is the foundation, is the key thing for web design and apps design. Yeah, of course, indeed, absolutely. Yeah, awesome. Now, is there anyone here who already took any of my masterclasses, courses, or other webinars before? Say hi in the chat. You see, I'm trying to understand if you're active in the chat and if you are paying full attention. So say hi if you've ever taken any of my masterclasses. Hi. Yeah, some people took all of my masterclasses. I saw it. I'm really proud of you because you achieved so many results already. Somebody already got a job. Somebody already started making money, getting more clients, and this is incredible. 3 of them. Hi. First time. Awesome. For those who is for the first time, who is seeing me for the very first time in these kind of programs, type 7. 7, just 7. You don't need to type something huge, just 7. Hi. Hello. I can say yes, 7. So yeah, there are some people who seen me for the very first time. No worries. Let me tell you just briefly about myself. I'm a designer with 10 plus years of hands-on experience in designing websites, mobile apps, TV apps, infotainment system, other digital products. I worked with top brands across the world. I worked with Wargaming, iHeartRadio, Good Life, CABC, SiriusXM, Ford, and yeah, many more. I'm a founder of the Alexander Hess Design Academy with 700 plus happy students. Yeah, they're so happy. And I designed a typography-based website that made its owner $500K in the first few months. We'll be talking about it a little bit later today. I created a design for a Chrome extension using just typography, nothing else, no, just one image, logo. and everything else just typography. And it now has 13 plus thousand students, users who use it and who say that, wow, at least somebody created the extension with a perfect design. I was so proud of this work, really, and you will be proud of your works as well after this webinar. I designed a heavy data mobile app with 3+ million users. This was for World of Tanks from Wargaming. So if you know this company, you probably know about this game. So I designed World of Tanks Assistant and World of Tanks Blitz Assistant. That is just based almost on typography. And I designed an infotainment system for the biggest car soft providers in the US. This was the company SiriusXM, and also I designed another project for Ford company. So as you can see, I know a lot about hands-on experience about design, and what I realized that typography plays a huge role in the design process. So that's why I know everything about it, literally everything. And let me tell you the story. Not the story, actually. Let me ask you some questions. Are you tired of spending hours choosing fonts? Like when you start a project and then you're like, what should I start with? Maybe Gilroy, Poppins, Montserrat, maybe. Oh, no, for this project, maybe. Oh, I like Laura. Somebody told me that Laura is really good. So let me just write in the chat if you're tired. Yes? Like maybe we will go with Open Sans. Roboto. Yes, always use Roboto. Oh, actually, Roboto looks like everyone else. Maybe Helvetica. Everyone is also using Helvetica. So let me know. Yeah, Heavens. Yes. Wow. Poppins is a really good font. Absolutely. But it doesn't mean that you should apply it to absolutely any project. Are you tired of this imposter syndrome that drains your energy? Honestly, one of the things that bothered me a lot when I worked in the company, it was imposter syndrome. Really, I knew a lot about design, but sometimes I felt this imposter syndrome that, oh my God, I don't know how to apply it. I don't know if I'm good enough. Maybe this job is not for me. And, it really drained my energy, literally. So then I started working on my skills. I became confident in my skills and my knowledge. And after that, it disappeared. Let me know if you are tired of not making money you deserve for your work. That's another thing. There is a thing that when you're not making money, doing the work, putting lots of your energy into this design project, and then you're not getting money, or you don't know how to sell it, or you're not getting enough money for your project, and you feel like, why? Why me? Are you tired of not being able to explain your choices to clients or colleagues? Yeah, sometimes it's happening when you design something, you like the result, or maybe you don't like the result, and somebody is asking you, why did you choose this font? Why this text is so close to each other? Why do you have this white space here, so much white space? Let's put everything like one and another one. And you see like, no, it needs a white space. I don't know why, but it needs white space. So let me know if you're tired of all these things. Yes, yeah, totally. Yup, yeah, right. Absolutely. I know your pains because I'm a designer. I went through all the stages from freelance to full-time job to consultation. So I know these stages. I understand you. I'm exactly like you, really. Are you tired of fragmented information on typography in YouTube videos, Instagram posts, books without practical solutions, no homework, no things that you can apply to your particular stuff? You see that, okay, you need hierarchy. Okay, I need hierarchy. And then for the hierarchy, make this text bigger, this one smaller, change the color, and that's it. And you're like, well, okay, I see how you did this for this particular post, for example, or video, but how can I apply it to my work? What size should I take? What type scale should I use? What spacing should I put? What color should I use to define this hierarchy? And then you see, like, you get the information from here, from small video, from post, from you save this post, and then you don't know how to apply it for your particular situation. Are you tired of this? Just 2 questions here more. Are you tired of not having a clear structure on where to start your design process? And that was also a huge problem for me when I started my design career 10 years ago, and I didn't have a clear structure where to start. So that's why every project started with, okay, somebody told about wireframes. Okay, I'll start with wireframes. Oh, mood boards. Mood boards are important. Okay, no, you always should start with research. Okay, research. I'll start with research, but what's next? What's the whole structure of the design process? I was so tired of it. So I'll tell you what the system that I created. Are you tired of it? Are you tired of not feeling efficient and confident in your design and typography decisions? Like, when you're creating something and then like, oh, I probably need to add a little bit more spacing here. No, previously was a little bit better. Maybe this size is better for H1. Okay, for H1, this size is good, really. Oh, it doesn't look good on mobile. I need to think about responsive stuff. And you're like, this, and you're spending lots of time, like hours and hours, just moving pixels by pixel, left, right, top, bottom, margin, padding, all this stuff. Are you tired of this one? True, absolutely. Yeah, I know. This is one of the biggest pains, especially when you're working the company, and especially when you have a fast-paced approach in the company where you need to design one project, then another one. Maybe you are working on 5 projects at the same time. This was my situation. You just don't have this time. You don't have like 8 hours of just moving pixels for one project when you need to jump to another one, when you need to start working on absolutely completely different project. So that's why this is where you need a clear structure. Okay, I'm using this type scale. This will be for mobile. This will be this distance will be between paragraph and heading. This is how I'll put it onto my grid system that I just built. Okay, perfect. Vertical rhythm is perfect. Great. You did it. You look at it. Wow, looks amazing. Looks professional. I'm going to the next project. Fast-paced projects scare me so much. Oh yeah, one time I worked really, it was my story. I worked on 5 projects. There were 3 websites, 1 infotainment system, and also 1 mobile app. And I was like, how can I work on all of them together when they have absolutely different structure, when they have absolutely different information, when they have different type scales, grid systems, ideas, the feeling that they should cause? And it was like, what? Luckily, I had this 5-step system that I will be talking about today that helped me to structure everything. Okay, I'm using this for this project, this for mobile app, this for infotainment system. Boom, for everyone is done. Then cleared everything up, made adjustments, done. And I'm continue working. So I don't put my emotions because I have a clear structure. And the result is always finalized, great, and professional. Yes. Yeah, going through implementation, new design system. Oh yeah, creating design system also takes huge amount of time when you don't have this structure. So, boom. If it's important for you to change this situation, about all these things, about imposter syndrome, about making it difficult, about why everything is so difficult, how to work in this fast-paced environment, about all these things, if it's important for you to change the situation, type 3 in the chat, just number 3. And I want to, oh my God, you're faster than me even. 3. Yes, you want to change it, and this is great. It means that you are ready for changes. The same happened to me 8 years ago, not 10, unfortunately. So I spent 2 years. Oh, it was terrible. So yeah, but 8 years ago, everything has changed when I created the system that really worked. What do you need to know? That web design is 95% typography. Oliver Reichenstein told that from the very beginning. I didn't believe that. I was like, oh, come on. There are lots of images there, icons, colors. What are you talking about? 95%. I'll show you the example just in a second, but what you need to understand that 95% of web projects is typography. Then when I started testing it, I realized that it's not only about web, it's also about mobile, and it's also then much later, I realized that it's absolutely for any project. 95% of web and apps is typography. What about research? When you know what typography really is, you know exactly what questions to ask. This is what you need to understand. The answers to these questions will be the foundation of your design. So when you know how to work with typography, when you know that 95% of the project is typography, you will understand where to start. And I would recommend for everyone who's just starting to start first, maybe here. Yes, you should start learning typography, and it should be your first step. Your first step should be typography, not research, not information architecture, not colors or images, typography. Let me explain why it's important. First of all, 95% of the project is typography, which means that when you work with typography, you cover 95%. How it's related to research stage. When you start learning typography, you will understand what is H1, heading 1 of the first level, heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, paragraph, buttons. When you understand all these things about typography, you will know exactly what questions to ask for your research, because this will give you the foundation. So you will understand, okay, H1, this is the most important information on the screen. H1, heading of the first level, what it should be about. Two things here. It can be for SEO, it can be for design. So then you ask your clients and users different questions, and you understand what is the most important information for them. What do they need? And you will put it into your H1. Then you ask, what other information do you have? Maybe you have any numbers about your business. And yes, I have them. Okay, for numbers, what do we know about numbers? Numbers create trust. This is what Apple using all the time. This is a little bit of psychology of typography. But anyway, numbers, we understand that for numbers, we need to put numbers. It will create trust. We need to explain what these numbers are about. Okay, what numbers you have, this one, and then you put it into your design as a text. And now, when everything is cleared for you, you define this information architecture for the page, and you have everything at once. Here's the example. Yes, this is exactly what I did 8 years ago when I didn't believe that 95% of any project is typography. This is Airbnb. At that time, 8 years ago, there were no Airbnb. Maybe there were, but not in my country. So I did the exact same exercise. I chose the website and tried to remove all the typography from it. And boom, this is what we have. Airbnb without typography. What about Clubhouse? Super popular today. Some people are using it a lot, some people don't use it. But let's remove typography from this. Boom, nothing, no meaningful information. Just imagine that you will remove all the colors, you will just keep white, and you will remove all the avatars, but you will put names of these people. Ta-dam, you have meaningful information on the project, which means that all the people will understand what this project is about just from your typography. Typography is not, this is important to understand, typography is not what font you will choose, what size you will choose, spacing or something. Typography is all the meaningful information on the entire page. From top to bottom, you type it. When you will learn the history of typography, you'll understand that typography is what is on the page. Everything that is on the page is typed. It's reflected there. So that's why it's so important. Let me know in the chat if it's clear for you now. Type yes. What about Instagram? Mostly images. Again, the image itself, well, okay. But what about, yeah, it's a Q&A session, but it's important to mention here as well. If you'll take a look at the carousels, why are they so popular? Why people get so much attention, get so many followers, get thousands of followers just typing carousels, creating carousels? Because they have type, they explain the information in the byte size. Also, when you have, let's imagine we're not creating carousels. You put the photo. The photo itself is, well, okay, I like it, I don't like it, and that's it. But if you will put the story in the caption, which is written text, which is typography, this is where the magic happens. The typography creates this story. Do you remember my design model message voice? So you create the message, and then through typography, colors, and images, you express this message. But the typography, this is what the most meaningful. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Awesome. Let's continue. When I understood the importance of typography, my design life has changed. Absolutely. Here's the example of Nike. As you can see, we talked about, okay, there were informational websites. What about e-commerce? Here's e-commerce, Nike. I removed all the typography from here. What do we have here? We have shoes. Amazing. What about price? What its name? Should I call to the company and say, hello, I see on your website white and black shoes? No, without any lines, without colors. Just black and white, yeah. How many positions? 50. Let me explain it to you. I don't have the name of it. I don't know how much it cost. I really like it. See, just the image looks okay, but typography is the meaningful information on your website. So that's why it's the most important. You can make the images really small, really small. You can remove them at all, but have a clear explanation of what this image is about. And this is where typography gets its power. There is a story about the guy I worked 3 years ago in one company. He wasted a lot of energy. He had imposter syndrome. He couldn't explain his decisions at all to clients, to ourselves, to his colleagues. He couldn't explain them. He just designed something, okay, done, and that's it. And he was really afraid to lose his job because he didn't know how to make clients. He didn't know how to make professional works. He was afraid because of the imposter syndrome, and he had lots of burnouts. Almost every day, actually, he told about burnouts because, oh, I have this vision. Yes. Do you have structure? No. Actually, these are his what he said. Oh, I don't know what fonts to choose. What is type scale? I don't use style guides. Can I use the same size for mobile? Asking all the time. And it was a senior person, you know? He was a UX designer, so some of you may think like, yeah, but UX designer, it's okay not to be great in UI design. Actually, if you want to be successful, if you want to be confident in your life, if you want to be confident in what you are doing, in you as a designer, you should know also how to work with UI, how to how to express your voice for the message that you created as a UX designer. This is important thing. So these were his words. He read lots of posts, watched lots of videos, but never had a clear structure and process. Never had it. Every project start for him from the like, okay, for this project I will start with mood boards. This one I will start with I don't know, from wireframes. And so he didn't have a clear structure. And he was afraid to lose his job, and he actually lost it. Really, he was fired. He was fired because because of his mostly not lack of skills. Lack of skills, yes, but he lost his job mostly because he didn't have energy. He was always on negative thoughts because he had imposter syndrome, because he didn't know how exactly to work with type. He didn't know how to work with UI. So that's why this is just drained all his energy. And because of this negativity that he created, he was fired. And this can happen with absolutely anyone who feels that, oh, I'm not good enough, maybe. Yeah, you need structure. You need a clear structure. You need a process to be efficient. And then when you take responsibility for your decisions, when you have skills, when you're confident in your skills, this is where you are growing, and becoming a really professional. You will never feel like exhausted or tired because you have structure. Your work is done. That's it. You know how to explain it to the client. You feel confident. This is what's happening to you. From the very beginning, 10 years ago, I chose fonts intuitively and couldn't explain my decisions, really. Let me know in the chat if anyone, but type 2, number 2, in the chat if you still choose the fonts intuitively. You don't have the structure. You don't know how to do this. Yeah, so probably you understand what you're talking, what I'm talking about here. 2. Yeah. So, yeah, absolutely. This is what happened to me. 10 years ago, I chose intuitively. It was for me like Arial. Okay, Arial times New Roman. The most popular fonts of these times, I'm using Arial or Times New Roman. Sometimes Helvetica, but I didn't have MacBook. I didn't have Mac OS, so I didn't have Helvetica, so I had to buy it. This is terrible. This is terrible to not having a structure, to not understanding where to start, because it drained my energy. Really, I felt so exhausted every time. Like, I don't like Times New Roman, so I will use Arial all the time, just because it's sans serif, and I love it. That's it. No knowledge about psychology, no knowledge about the structure, just Arial. Okay, it works. People can read it. Enough. That's it. I could understand why my works looked unprofessional, why I don't have clients, why nobody hired me. I really didn't understand. I created websites for myself, these kind of projects where you're making these exercises, practicing, creating, maybe copying someone else's works. Even when I copied someone else's works, that's a funny thing. I took the website that I really liked. I made a screenshot, put it in Photoshop. That days I worked in Photoshop. Put it on Photoshop, opened it, and then let's copy it pixel to pixel. Started putting typography. Boom. I remove the image. I look at my works. All the spacings, all the sizes, colors, everything was the same. The work looked like a draft. That's it. I couldn't understand why. Yeah, the reason was mostly in typography, because I didn't have particular typefaces, or I couldn't understand actually what typefaces did they use. There were no things like what font that you can check. Oh, okay, it's Laura, I will apply Laura. No, it's Laura, I will apply Garamond or Georgia or Times New Roman, something similar to that. Then you remove the work, you look at it, and oh my God, this is terrible. Who had the same situation? Have you ever copied a work and then just literally copied everything, and then you remove the initial image, the screenshot, and you look at your work and it looks, oh my God, it's terrible. I still don't understand which type scale to use. I just observe lots of design systems. So yeah, this is because you don't have a clear structure on how to use type scales, how to use them and where to get them from, and what is the base for the type scale. There are two most important things for type scale: the paragraph itself and the system that you're choosing based on the project you're working on. Now Roboto is Times New Roman in these days, for sure, absolutely. Spacing between type. Oh yeah, that's a huge problem. Spacing between type, that was another problem. When you type heading and then you see that you put the paragraph and then, 2 pixels more, too much. 2 pixels back, too close. 1 pixel more, still not enough. 2 pixels more, too much. Oh my God. So all this time, but there is a clear system how to do that. Type scale. What exactly is a type scale? Type scale is exactly when you're creating paragraph H6, H5, H4, when you're creating the importance, the hierarchy for your project. The most important information is bigger, and then it goes down, 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 down. This is the type scale. You're scaling type. Boom, boom, boom. And there is a particular formulas, a couple of formulas how to define it. So yeah, let's continue. Show the logo. Ha! That was a reminder for me to show, to tell you the story of my changes, actually. This logo. Let me know in the chat if you see the logo here. And if you know the company with this logo. Just type, yes, I know this logo. This is not just a logo. I'll tell you the story, a real important story that changed my life. Not clear. Okay. No, blurry, Mozilla. Oh, sorry about that. So anyway, now this is wargaming. Yeah, this is not the perfect one, but 8 years ago, I drew this logo on this piece of paper. I put it into my wallet. Yeah, luckily I found it. I put it into my wallet, and it was with me all the time because I wanted to work at Wargaming. Wargaming was the best company in Belarus at that time. It was really huge, and I wanted to work. I want to work in Google, Apple, but in Belarus we didn't have their offices at all. So I want to work in the best company. So if you want to work in the best company of your country or maybe somewhere in the world, it means that you have really big goals, and this is really cool. This is great. So I had this goal to work in this company, to work in Wargaming. And I drew this logo. This was my, I programmed my brain to, I want to work there. I applied to this company. I sent them their works, my works, and then like 1 week, another week, third week, in a month, they told me, sorry, you are not qualified for the type of work that we are looking for, and it was junior position. So I wasn't qualified for a junior position. Why? Again, because my works didn't look professional. Only then I realized that the problem was in typography. But at that point, I was so disappointed, sad, exhausted, tired. I wanted to work in that company. And, I started applying to other companies and also didn't get a job. At one interview, I really cried. If you know the company Artox, this is a Russian, Belarusian company. So I went there. I applied to this company, and the creative director or art director, Alexander, he told me, just show me your work. I showed him my work, and he's like, so what do you think about it? I said, well, it explains the business and all these things. And he goes, no. What do you think about the quality of this work? What is the most important here on this design? I was like, this information. He said, well, but I don't see this heading here. It's too small. I was like, oh, okay. What about these paragraphs? Why they're justified? The alignment justify. I was like, well, because then we have clear columns. And he said, no, this is how you break your text. And I was like, he continued asking me questions, and like really maybe 80% of these questions were about typography of this work. And I literally, I didn't cry, but I felt like my eyes became wet because I couldn't explain why I did that. When I explained that, it wasn't the thing that really helped. It was terrible. And it was 8 years ago. This is where everything changed. I started my career 10 years ago, but first 2 years was just finding the path, finding uh, the the structure, how to work, and everything was about typography. So that was the biggest problem. So let me know in the chat if you have ever had this situation. Just yes, type yes, I had it. When understanding the situation. Yes, exactly. When you're applying to different companies and nobody hires you, because when they see your portfolio, they see exactly like not qualified. For junior position, even for junior position, not qualified. For higher position, no, absolutely. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, guys. This is my real, true story. Art Talks, Alexander Schwardigulin. If you have ever heard about this company, about this person, so he's art director. And this is where my life started changing because I couldn't keep it anymore. So I started working on typography. I started clearing my structure, my process, my understanding of what is that, how it works, what is hierarchy, what spacing should be here, what colors for typography is also super important, what fonts to choose, because that days there were not so many fonts like display fonts that gives you the clear, absolutely clear vision of what you're creating. You know when it looks like really sharp. This is because today we have retina displays. That time you saw these pixels, and this blurriness also broke everything down. So it was terrible. So I started working on that. I built my structure. I started applying it to other projects, more and more practicing, understanding that my system really works. And you know what? I got a job in wargaming. I just applied there. They sent me the first test work. I did that, and it was completely, there were 4 images of tanks, and everything else was typography. They checked it. Because I never worked with mobile apps before, they decided to send me another test work. They sent me another test work. I did that. Again, absolutely the same thing, but for that work, they had about maybe 10, 12 icons and 2 images of clans. So everything else, again, typography. Today, I'll show you that work. I did that test work, and I was hired. I started working in the company of my dream. I dreamed to work there, and this helped me. Tell us the structure. I'll tell you. I'll show it to you in a second. So you're not going to show us the structure. I'm going. Show us. Yes, awesome. First thing, this is how it started. These are my works from the very beginning. Maybe for some of you, you're like, well, but look okay. Maybe, but there are so many mistakes here. The length of the text. As you can see, there is no clear hierarchy. It's really hard to see what this page is about, right? While every section, every work here can have a clear structure, so it will be easy to scan the information, but it's almost impossible to read. Text is really close to each other. Really bad work on spacing, no type scale, the alignment, the heading in the center, then the text is really long and on the left. So now we lost this, the flow how the text should be written. If you'll take a look at this work on the top left corner, then you will see that we have lots of text and it's all center aligned, which is terrible. This one is the length is too huge. The colors are not seen. We have, as you can see, the main thing here, because I didn't know how to work with typography, and this is exactly what make your work doesn't look professional. As you can see, the main focus here is on the image. So we have images. Let's imagine I know how to work with images. I think that images are the most important. This is what I thought that days. I did that, and here's what we have. Boom. We see images, we see images, we see images, images. But the meaning of it, what's behind it, this is what typography is. When I understood that the reason was in typography, I started learning absolutely everything about it. I literally took many courses, classes. I bought lots of books, started reading articles, but all the information was fragmented. It was absolutely everywhere. From here, hierarchy. Here we will take colors. Here we'll have type, scale, spacing, and everything. And all the books that I took, I don't know, maybe you feel the same. When you read books or take these videos or see this post, this information just theory. You don't know how to apply it. It's not connected to each other. You don't know what steps to follow to complete your work. It doesn't have, it just touches the surface, but doesn't go deep into your work. And you can't apply it. It doesn't have practical knowledge. And mostly all the courses about typography, they talk only about the typography itself, how it looks, but it doesn't tell you how it's implemented in your design process. When you should start working on typography, how you should start working in typography, in what direction, in what steps. They don't have it absolutely. So this is why I created a 3-step type process. 3-step typography process. I decided to call it short, really 3-step type process. I promised you to show 5-step process. Where 2 steps? I'll show a little bit later. Let me show you first the 3-step type process. At that time, I didn't know about some additional things, so that's why I started with this 3-step type process. My friend asked me to design a website for his friend, and it was time to test my system. And this is what I designed. This is what I created. From the very beginning, there were no images at all. It was just information. But you know what? He made 500K plus from his website in the next 2 months. Just because, let me show you. Just because all the information on this website was structured perfectly for users, for customers of this company. I knew exactly what questions to ask. I knew exactly what sizes, what to make, what headings should be the most important, what information should be less important, how to structure it on the page, because information on page information architecture, this is also part of typography. We have information architecture for the entire project, which is just information architecture, where you connect dots between different pages, between different sections, between different other mediums. But when we are talking about the page itself, this is where we need this clear structure, where we need this understanding of how to work with typography. I did this. His clients were super happy, and his website was on the first positions in Google, again, because when you know how to work with typography, when you know type scale, when you add to it a little bit of SEO, your website jumps up, and this is where you start making money. You know what's the most important about this project is that when my client started making money, not because his website looked wow, super incredible, amazing. We have a really amazing picture here, and we are the best disruptive company in the world. No, this project was for his customers. He started making money. He was so happy about this design that he started referring me to other clients. This is how I started my freelance career. This is how I started getting more and more clients, because the first website that I built made lots of money to my client. He referred me to someone else. I started helping other people making money. And this is how I started making more and more and more money and more projects, just because I knew from the very beginning this 3-step type process that helped me to design this website. And then I started testing it on different projects. You're probably asking, like, why do we have so much space here on the right and everything is aligned to the left? Just because from the very beginning, I thought that there will be an image, the video of myself here, but we decided to use another system for your convenience. We decided to use YouTube, to put everything on YouTube, so everything will be here. And that's why the text is a little bit on the left, text and information. So I started applying this 3-step process on my websites, and I designed this one that brought clients to this girl. Then I designed this website. This is also for Belarusian company. Again, numbers. Remember, what is the most important? What builds trust? When you know typography, you know what questions to ask. You put it to the top, and then you build the information architecture of the website, mobile app, or anything else. And boom, you have a successful professional-looking project. Now, you were waiting for it, right? 3-step type process. Let me know in the chat if you're waiting for a clear structure on how to work with typography. Did you do Gurtam? At one point, yeah. Maybe they has changed the design now, but yeah, it was 5, 6, about 6, 7 years ago. So yeah. Yes. You are ready for this. You are ready, and I'm super happy that you are ready to change your life, that it's important for you, to get the clear structure on how to work with type. Let me show you step by step. Step number 1, preparation. Always start your design project with preparation. Preparation of the information that you grabbed. Let's imagine we are not talking about you just starting your design career. Let's imagine that you already know what you're doing, but you don't know how to make it look professional, how to make it efficient, how to be confident in what you're doing. If you're just starting, also follow these steps, but you will just need one additional small thing. You need to practice a little bit more. Maybe not a little bit, but much more. But the process will be completely, absolutely the same. The first thing is preparation. I always start my preparation for absolutely any project, whether it's infotainment system, mobile app, website, TV app. It starts with Google Doc or Word, Microsoft Office. Yeah, that one. You put all the information there. Everything that you collected, you put there. Maybe you have a question. What if I don't have this information? My client didn't provide it to me because I work in the company and we have an account manager who doesn't provide this information. The thing is that if you want to be efficient, if you want to make your job really not successful, powerful, amazing, you need to collect this information. Anyway, somehow, maybe not from the client, make the marketing research, maybe not from the account manager. Do your work, because this is your work. This is exactly what will help you to design anything much, much faster. Prepare all the information that you need, and then we'll be talking about later. Prepare all the information, put it in the Google Doc, understand what is the most important for your users or customers, put it on the very top. So build the information architecture of the page, and then put it, as you can see, we have 2 images here. This is my Google Doc. And then we have the text that I just brought the same information from Google Doc, just put it into Figma. It can be Photoshop, Adobe XD, Sketch, it doesn't matter what program you are using. That's the power of the system, that it doesn't depend on the tool that you're using. The most important that you have the information and you transfer it to the design tool that you will be working on. Absolutely the same information, absolutely like with the same font size, with the same, like it's just Roboto. I just transfer it, boom, done. Preparation, the first step. The second step is hierarchy. This is where you need to know about type scale, how to define what is the most important, how to define what will be your heading 2, heading 1, all these things. Do you need to have H1? Maybe it's better to use paragraph with a class large that will make text a little bit bigger. How many styles for the paragraphs should you have? This is all the things that you need to understand about hierarchy. Here, as you can see, nothing has changed. We just have text, but I made the heading bigger and all subheadings also a little bit bigger, just to define what is the most important, so it will be easier to scan. And even now, look, just 2 steps, but we already have pretty professional looking file that would be great to use for ebooks, for example. For the ebook, this is what you have already. Let's continue to the third step. At that point, it was the last step, but I'll show you that I optimized my system and now it's even better. Layout. Once you define the hierarchy, you prepared your work, you defined your hierarchy, now it goes to the layout. I hope that you are writing it down or making screenshots. Let me know in the chat if you are making a screenshot. Oh, you're asking like to make it full screen. Unfortunately, I can't make it this full screen, but another thing, what you need to understand that the thing that I'm showing here, not the entire design. The most important here is the process. The example that I'm showing at the top, this is just for you understanding the feel of the work, because what makes your work look professional? The feeling. The feeling. When you look at the work and it looks professional, and this is exactly what we are trying to achieve. So that's why the information itself inside of this project doesn't matter. What matters, how we are going step by step and achieving. Noting, yes, taking screenshots. Can we download presentation? We'll see. Maybe who will stay here till the end. I'll also give you the presentation of it. Screenshots. I'm doing notes. Amazing. I don't know if you saw my if you saw my Instagram yesterday. I'm still using pen and paper. This is my most important tool for taking notes. And this is you know what's really great about pen and paper, and maybe tablets when you're writing with a pen. What's really great about it? I'm putting the information there, but my information that I'm putting there is always the same size. Always the same size. The only thing that how I may differentiate, build the hierarchy, is just spacing there. So basically, we're also working with typography, handwritten. If someone will type it and print it, it will be typography. So when you're writing, you're also working with typography. You're doing your preparation. Then you can transfer this text to your design tool, hierarchy, and then we build layout. Notes. Can we get presentation? You will get it if you stay till the end. So this is the third step, layout. So you prepared your work, you build the hierarchy, and then the layout. The layout is defined by whether you want to support your text written information with something else, maybe icons, maybe images. That's why they go further. The most important is typography, because when you have typography, you already have the project. You already can read and understand what this project is about. Then we are making it a little bit just look better, and also we are adding additional information. It can be brand information, it can be supportive information when you're talking, for example, about something about homes houses construction, you will put the image of house construction there. Or maybe you will put happy people, the faces of happy people who just built the house or bought the house. This will support the information on the text. But if you will put just the image of happy people with the house behind them, what does it mean? I got insurance. I got insurance for my house. I just bought a house. I just built a house. It can be absolutely anything. But when you have text that tells you that we are making our clients happy by building amazing houses for them, you understand, oh, okay, this is about the company who is building houses. So that's why images are just supportive information. But they work really great when it comes to the layout, when you need to feel and support your information with images. But the most important is typography and text that you are putting there. And as you can see, if you just compare these two things, I'm using completely the same sizes that I built here on the hierarchy stage. And on the next stage, I just edit images. That's it. I just edit images and put everything into columns. How to work with layouts, grids, and everything, I'll show you in the course, because we will not have so much time today. But this is what you need to understand. This was my 3-step type process from the very beginning: preparation, hierarchy, layout. And this is what it looked like when I edit real images. Done. Let me know in the chat. Does it look much better than when it would be just, I don't know, everything without hierarchy, combined, sleep together? Does it look professional? 1 hour is 1 hour having connection issues. No connection issues. Very interesting. Much better. Yes, looking better. Yeah. What about ideal hierarchy? All projects should have the same hierarchy. No. Not all the projects, especially when we are talking about, for example, e-commerce and landing pages. They have completely different hierarchy and different type scales. There will be one important lesson in the course about this thing. What type scale to choose for e-commerce, what type scale to choose for ebooks, what type scale to choose for home pages and for landing pages. So all these things, and especially for mobile. For mobile, it's completely different thing. Yes, clear hierarchy and white space around the text. Yeah, absolutely, definitely professional. Yes, looks professional. Yes, and this is exactly what you can learn also, how to do that. Every single element inside of each stage is important. Every single element. So we have 3 steps, but each of these steps have their own important information. There's elements inside of these stages, and you need to understand how to prepare your copy for the preparation stage. Who is responsible for it? I already told you that designer, if you as a designer want, or maybe you are not a designer, but want to create something, you are responsible for building this information. This will help you. This will save you lots hours, and even days of your life, and will make your life much easier. What is important on the page? How to define hierarchy? What sizes to choose? How to set the right spacing? So all these things are parts of each of these steps. So you need to know them also. But at least you have 3 steps, 3 important steps. I will continue because I optimized my system and added 2 more steps. But let me know in the chat if these 3 steps, let me go, are clear for you and it really makes sense now for you, like how to work on your design. Clear. Love your workspace behind you. Oh, thank you so much. Let me know in the chat if yes, you understand. Like type just yes or 5. Number 5. I'm checking if you fully pay the attention to what I'm saying. Type 5 if now this system makes sense for you, that you understand now how to work. 555 clear. Yes, awesome. Great. Yes, you're paying attention. I love it. You're amazing. Are you ready to continue? Yes, yeah. Okay, awesome. Let's continue. When I applied this system to all my other projects, absolutely, websites, mobile apps, actually, this is the system, this three-step system I applied to when I applied to wargaming to get the job, to get my first job as a UX UI designer. Before that, I was a freelancer, mostly web designer. I never designed mobile apps, but wargaming was my first company where I started. It was the best company in Belarus, and which means that when you understand the system, you can apply and get the job in the best companies. So here's the thing. When I applied this system to all my next projects, including mobile apps, like for wargaming, my design process became much easier because I followed these steps all the time. And boom, I don't need to care. I don't care about anything else. Just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, done. That's it. I started working 10 times faster. That time, I met Christina 13 years ago. And that time we were not students. We started working, and we want to spend a little bit more time with each other. And because I was a freelancer, I always worked. I worked literally every single day, like 10 to 12 hours. Because why? Because again, like moving this pixel spacing, oh, it should look professional. My client should get money. If he will get money, then I will get more clients and he will be happy. I will be happy. Maybe the next time I will get a bigger project. I will get more money. So I was so confused. So that's why every single pixel was important for me, because I didn't know how to define what spacing should be, what sizes, hierarchy, how to build all these things. So when my design process became 10 times faster, it just I spent like maybe 2 to 4 hours a day working on the project. It doesn't mean that it was done, but like literally, if I spent on the project a week, when I understood this system and worked on that, it was maybe 2 days, 3 days to finish the project, but this time spending less hours a day. So I spent more time with my wife. She's also somewhere here there. And yeah, we started traveling. We started spending more time together, going to cinemas. She also worked in the company, so we still had some delays. But anyway, when your work become faster, you can spend your time with your family. This was crucial for me. Maybe this is not important for you. Maybe you want to, instead of working 4 hours, 4 hours a day, you want to work 8, 12 hours a day and have more and more project, more money. I had enough money. I made enough money just with the clients that I had. And this helped me to spend more time with my family, which is super happy. So I knew exactly what to do step by step. This helped me to save this time, and my work started looking more professional. You saw how where I started from and what I had by 2014. From the very beginning, 2010, it was absolutely terrible, just banners. 2012, this is where I almost cried on the interview, so that's why I started changing my life. And started from 2012 to 2014, exponential just growth, just because of using this system. I started participating even more in conferences. There were some conferences from wargaming, from other companies, so I paid real lots of money for that. I started buying books more and more, like this and that and that. The problem with books was that they were all about print design. There were no books about web design, typography for web, and typography for UX UI design. And none of them, absolutely none of the books about typography had information about how to apply it to real project, how to apply it. They told hierarchy is important. Make it text bigger. Well, okay, Okay, this works. This size of text works really great for poster. What about website? Nobody will read it. Nobody will see it because it's too huge. Yes, sometimes when it's too huge, you can't see it. Another thing, they just, in these books, there were lots of information about typography anatomy, when it's like, oh, here we have a leg, this is a stem, this is shoulder, all these things. Well, okay, but I'm not creating typography. I'm not creating typefaces. Why do I need this information? I need something that I can apply directly to website, to mobile app, to ebook. Have you ever had this situation actually when you read the book or took the course and it always talking about how they do something but don't give you the clear structure, that they don't have information how to apply it, and they mostly about print and they don't talk about websites. Have you ever seen these books where it's just theory, anatomy, just it's important, you can put your text like 45 degrees, it will look cool, but it doesn't apply to UX UI. Yes, this happens all the time. Absolutely. I have a couple of books here. They're amazing. They're really great when you look at it, and it's like for print design, absolutely amazing. To understand the history of typography, really cool. But when it comes to the things, the practical thing that I can apply right here, I can understand why I should use 3 columns for this type of text, why this H1 should be this size, why this paragraph should be 16 pixels instead of 12, and all these things. Because in print typography, I worked with a girl. She was a graphic designer, amazing graphic designer. Her works, I really loved her works as a graphic designer. But one day we got a project, and it was a responsive website. So she designed the mobile version. I looked at it, and it was like, well, okay, but something is wrong here. I looked at it and something is wrong. It was a huge presentation, the huge screen, and it was the mock-up of the mobile app. And I was like, something is missing here. The text looks too small. What's wrong here? Then I looked at her real file, and I realized that she's using the sizes for the text from print. 8 points is a really good size. Is a really good size when you're printing something. 10 points, well, it's already the text that you can easily read in any book. 14 points, it's already good for H6 heading. 22, oh my God, this is really huge. But when it comes to digital design, to mobile apps, to websites, these are the sizes that you just started working from. You can't type something with 8 points size. This doesn't make sense because nobody will see it on the screen. Density of the screen is also important. And when you don't understand it, this is where you can ruin your career. And that's why it's important to know how to work with typography for UX, UI, not just with typography, not just for print, because they're completely different mediums. One is printed, another one is you are seeing on the screen. And also for print design, you are using the text with lower contrast. In typography, the contrast of the typeface is a little bit different thing. It's the contrast between the thickest and thinnest elements of the type. So for print, you need to use lower contrast typefaces. To see the text for your eyes, this will be easier for it, for your accessibility. For mobile and web, you are using more display type typefaces. Yeah, because they are thinner and they look sharper, cleaner, and it's easier to catch the information from the screen. So I hope that I explained it to you. So let me know in the chat if you understand that it's important to learn typography for UX UI design specifically. Yes, 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 agree. Yes. Okay, awesome. Let's continue then. To upgrade my skills, to optimize my system, and to make it even more powerful, I took all these courses, I took everything. But the most important was that I started optimizing this system, adding new features to that, adding new ideas. And this is how my 3-step system was transformed into 5-step system. The 4th step is psychology. It's really important to understand psychology of fonts because it changes the feeling of the entire work. I'll show you a little bit later, but this is what you need to understand. That before that, my decisions was based mostly on, okay, people can read it, we can use the system font. The system font that can be Roboto, can be Helvetica, can be Sego, so all these things. So you're just using this sans serif font, you can read them, well, okay. And it was pretty enough. It was enough for projects. But when you add in psychology to it, when you understand that you can cause emotions with typography, this is where the picture changes completely. This is where you become real professional in typography. Lux Gilroy. Actually, no. Okay. What is his favorite typeface? It doesn't make sense. I think it's one of the most important things to learn absolutely. Typography is, if not the most important, at least it's on the same area where research is. Typography and research. Research is for UX, typography for UI. This is where the huge connection is built. So that's why typography is super important. And the 5th step, boom, adjustments. Yeah, before that, before I knew psychology and used particular fonts, I took the typeface, just one, and then, well, okay, one typography is enough. I'm using it for everything, just changing sizes, and that's it. But then when I learned psychology of fonts, when I understood that you can pair different categories of fonts, that you can find something more interesting, you can express absolutely different feelings from your work. This is where you need to make adjustments, because when you're using, for example, you designed everything in one typeface, let's imagine Roboto, and then you decided to change to Garamond, you will see that line heights will be broken, the spacings will be broken, so the sections, all the sections will lose their quality, professionalism. So that's why you're making adjustments. And as you can see here, so on the background, this is what we designed previously following 3-step process. And here we have 5-step process because I changed this font to, instead of sans serif, to serif font, which changed completely the feeling of the work. Now the work looks luxury, it reflects gold, it reflects absolutely different feelings, emotions, and this is why you need to know psychology. Psychology is not only about font pairings, what typefaces to choose, it's also about how you want to impact the person through the hierarchy. That's another aspect of psychology. Some people they think like psychology is about mostly emotions and feelings. No, it's not only about that. It's also about what exactly you want to impact in your customers and users. 5 steps. Let's take a look at other examples of psychology. Which one? So we have completely, really, you saw this example lots of the time where people just comparing serif and sans serif fonts. Like this one looks more established, this one looks more modern. And that's it. But nobody is talking about other projects. What if you are designing a game? What if you want to design a mobile game? We need to add completely different feelings here. Now, it's not only about reading the text, it's also about making your user take action. And this is where using completely different font. You see the difference here? You see how psychology is also important for typography? Yes, yes. The last, right one, third. Absolutely, yeah. Yes, exactly. Because you applied the psychology principles. When you know how to work with typography with psychology of typography, this is the next level. So now in 3 steps you can achieve really great result. But with this 4th step, it will change completely the way you perceive the design, the way you look even on other different games or maybe websites or mobile apps. 500%. It makes a big difference. Impressive. Do you have a course for typography? Just wait a little bit. Yes, 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 makes sense. Absolutely. So yeah, all these things, as you can see, the difference here is really, really huge between these 3 things. That changes, it completely changes everything. This one you want to click and play. These 2 you just want to read, and it seems like something is missing. It's like a draft. But if you apply this typography, for example, for Apple website, it will look, wow, cool. If you apply this typography to the, let's imagine, insurance company, this will look legit. This will look established. There is nothing wrong with all these typefaces. The only difference is how you use psychology for this. Another example, Apple. Everybody knows Apple. This is also psychology. As you can see, we're using Helvetica here. Actually, there are 2 ways what typeface to choose for your work, and Apple is using one of them. They're using just brand. They have a brand typeface, which is San Francisco today, and previously it was Helvetica New, but today it's San Francisco. They're using just this based on the brand. Then there is another way, much easier way to define psychology for your industry, for your particular project. We'll talk about it definitely in the course, because it's a huge lesson itself. So that's why we'll not have time. But what I want to explain here, that here the psychology of this particular element is based on the hierarchy, not on the typeface category. Like, we're not talking about here about sans serif, serif, display, comic books, so all this stuff. We're not talking about them. We are talking about the psychology of hierarchy. Probably this is from the page about iPhone 12 and iPhone 12 mini. And you are thinking, okay, what's the most important information should be on the page? It should be iPhone 12, because this page about iPhone 12, right? No, if you know the psychology of typography. Yes, exactly. It's also typography. Blast past fast. This is what they made the most important. This is where they make the stress. This is what goes directly to your emotions. And this is how you can learn also when you know psychology. This is where you learn how to affect emotions of your customers and users, and you will understand what to highlight, what to make bigger, what to make smaller. And here, iPhone 12, yes, this is what this section is about. We will be talking about this again also in the course. This is called, in this case, it's eyebrow. So this is what combines the section into one thing. iPhone 12 is the eyebrow hierarchy. What's more important, to affect users' emotions. So that's why blast past fast. Boom, boom, boom. iPhone 12. Boom, boom, boom. This is what they're doing. That's why this important information. Then when they affected your emotions, they work with your logic. And the logic is 5G speed, A14 Bionic, the fastest chip in the smartphone. So now everything is about logic. Emotions, logic, and then what's also important for the user, the price. So from $9.79. Do you understand this? Is it clear for you now why psychology is so important? Type yes. Type yes if you understood that psychology is really important for typography. Yes, awesome. Great. And we'll continue. Just a little bit left. Stay here. Some incredible things are coming, so I don't want you to miss it. It's really important. Absolutely the same example from Google. Rich sound for less. Emotions, then meet the new pixel buds. Eyebrow, and then the button learn more. That's it. This is rich sound for less, learn more. Psychology. Also, what is psychology? Psychology is also about your users. This is the reason why Google changed their font from Roboto as the main font to Product or Google Sans. This is only about psychology. And absolutely, we see completely different feeling from this work. This is from the website Teachable. And as you can see, again, 95% of the web is typography. 95% of digital works is typography. That's why it's really important to know how to work with typography. Remove typography from here, and we have 3 images. That means nothing. Here we know exactly what we are talking about, and because of the psychology, they use this thin, really thin, sans serif, pretty condensed font. This is all the power of psychology. And you can design professional-looking websites and apps using just typography, or typography as a main element. These are the projects in the top right corner. This is a TV app, TV apps I designed, infotainment system I designed. This is important. Typography is really important for infotainment system when you're designing something for cars, because driver safety is the most important thing there. So that's why accessibility, legibility, readability, 3 main things for infotainment system. When we are working and creating Chrome extensions, it's also all about typography, because you don't have users to wait. And typography is the fastest, gives the best speed and performance for you when you're working with typography. You will see how when you are understanding all these 5 steps, and especially psychology, and following all these steps, you understand how your works look professional, how you become really powerful in your skills, and you become confident. And these are at the bottom, they look like, well, we have images here and icons. If I remove all the typography from here, you will see that all these things doesn't make sense at all. You will not understand what these things are talking about. But this one is the project at the bottom on the right side, the blue one I designed for wargaming. And on the left side, the project that helped me to double my salary. I designed it just for fun, but another company really liked it, and they proposed me a really great offer. Again, typography. So if you are a full-time UX UI designer who wants to get a promotion, who wants to be confident in their skills, who doesn't want to lose their job, that's important for you to learn typography. Or maybe you want to go to freelance and you will want to work faster and more efficient. This is also, typography is the most important skill for you. If you're a freelance UX UI designer already, I told you my story that helped me to really save lots of time. I started working 10 times faster and helped me to jump to absolutely different level. Typography. If you're a design student, definitely learn typography for graphic design and especially for UX UI design, because this is where you paid more. This is the reason why I chose in all the areas of design, not industrial design, not architectural design, not graphic design. I chose UX UI because this is where it's easier to find job when you have the right skills, and this is where exactly you get paid more. This is where you make money. So that's why design students want to go to the next level, learn typography. For non-designers, developers, for example, who want to transition or graphic designs to UX UI design, this will be your first thing. Once you understand all the logic, you know, you will be able to make, the first thing that you will be able to make without even designing anything, you will understand how to make audit of the of any project. You will go to the website like apple.com, You will go through the page and you will understand, oh, okay, this one is huge because of this. This one is smaller because of this. They highlighted this information because of this. They have eyebrow like this one to attract attention to this thing. So you will be able to understand all the projects that you are seeing. That's why it's so powerful and important. And if you are a non-designer who want to understand design to be more efficient, for example, you're not designer completely, but your mother has a store and you want to design the website for her, or you want to be a content creator and you want to create content really fast, these carousels that will bring you lots of followers. You want to monetize your skills. Today during the lockdown, because of the COVID, all the restaurants have these QR codes that you scan and you see the digital menu. Oh my God, they're so bad today, but when you know typography, you will be able to do them professional. And this can be your starting the first project that where you can make money, because people already need that. They have the need, and you, with the knowledge of typography, will be able to create these menus and give it to them, right? So let me know in the chat that you agree that typography is really super important for your to grow for your next stage and to make money, to make your work 10 times efficient, to work faster and really be confident. Let me know that, yes, this is important. Yes, of course. For sure, it's important. We are very thankful. And I'm thankful that you are here because you learned this 5-step process. This is the first time I'm presenting it. Nobody anywhere knows about this process but you. So that's why this is also important for me to give you this value, to give this information. Yes. Get that hydration, my boy. Oh, yeah. Yes, totally agree. Important. Yes. Awesome, great. So, who of you would want to get a clear system on how to work with typography, add it to your design process, and get the results? Who of you? Just type I. Type I. Say I in the chat, like just, instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, type I. Me will be correct, but if me is 2 letters is too much for you, just type I. I want to get a clear system on how to work with typography. This is important for me to get this typography system. I'm ready to change my life and to know how to work with typography and make my design process efficient. Yes, me. Incredible. Super cool. So, I'm super happy to present you my typography course for UX UI designers. I gave you so much value already today, but I want to give you even more. And if you are ready for this, if it's important for you to learn all these steps, what they consist of, all these things, all the lessons from there, just July 12th, we're starting typography course for UX UI designers, and you can be there. You can get it, and you will get 9 powerful modules that will guide you step by step in this typography process. Maybe you're asking why 9, because we just discussed 5 steps. Because I'll have 2 additional modules about efficiency and monetization, and also because I'll have 2 additional modules about introduction and also the guidance for you how to get maximum out of any educational program. This is what also I realize, that nobody is giving the understanding how to learn. Just learn typography or learn design. UX is important. Learn research. Learn this, learn that. But nobody showing how to learn to get the maximum out of the thing that you're learning. How not to complete your learning process somewhere in the middle, like, oh my God, yeah, I don't have time and all these things. And because of that, you don't get the results. So that's why I'll show you all these things. There will be 137 powerful lessons in these modules. Yeah, it sounds a lot, But first of all, we need to explain all this information so you understand the process. But also, this will be bite-sized videos that will guide you, but also we'll have homework. We'll have Slack channel so we can discuss all these things together. Also, for some packages, we'll have live mastermind calls where I'll be sitting in front of you. There are not so many spots available for this package, but live masterminds call where you will ask all the questions and I'll guide you, I'll coach you how to achieve the result. You will be able to ask your questions, and sometimes I will answer them. Sometimes I will ask questions back so you will understand how exactly to achieve your result. You'll get a knowledge base where you will get all the information, all you need information, like cheat sheets or something like that, guides, tips, tricks, and kits that you will just drag and drop, boom, 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 done, and you have clear information architecture, and you already have type scale defined for you. And you will have practical exercises with guidance. This is what I've never seen anywhere, practical exercises with guidance. So I'll show you the step, what you need to learn for this step, and then how to apply it to real work, and then the homework for home pages, landing pages, mobile apps, restaurant menus, checklists, ebooks, social media posts, and presentations. In total, 7 homeworks that you will go. And for each stage, we will have all these works. And in the end, you will have 7 professional-looking different types of projects that you will be able to put into your portfolio, that you will be able to present at your job, to your colleagues maybe. You will know exactly, you will be confident in your skills, you will know exactly how to explain it to your clients. And all these things are just practical knowledge that you will get there. Sounds great? Let me know in the chat. Yes, if it sounds great. Love the whole content of the course, especially the homework. The homework is the most important because this is exactly what gives you the result. And when you will see the exercise, okay, he changed the hierarchy here, he changed the typeface here, he put the type scale like this one here, spacing like that. Okay, now let me apply it on my homework. So you will see what is done and you will do it yourself. Yes, nice, amazing, nice, great. Also, OMG, take my money. That's not everything. You'll have 21 bonuses, mind-blowing bonuses, because there will be drag and drop templates that will make your design process 10 times faster. So basically, for example, when I designed from the very beginning, I did everything manually myself. I followed the process, but manually, like this, that, and that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I created kits that allow me just to, okay, for this website, I understand that the most we will need eyebrow, we will need H1, we will need paragraph that describes the entire business. We don't need images, or they're not so important in the header. So I will grab this kit, this section here. And then based on these sections, boom, 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 and the website is done. As simple as that. And everything is professional looking with a perfect hierarchy and structure, because there will be hero sections, there will be other less important sections, so you will be able to drag and drop and build your projects much, much faster. And also, I'll give you the template for ebooks. Yeah, they're super important now, super popular now. People are creating them, and you will be able to design them. Now, imagine somebody wrote the ebook in the Google Doc, which is preparation stage. And then following step 2, 3, 4, and 5, you are designing this book. I'll give you the template and you will design it. And you will be able to charge for this book $300, $1,000, $2,000. It depends on the size of the book, on your sales skill, and also on the relationship between your client. But just ebook and the first step is already done for you. That's the powerful thing that you need to know. The same for restaurant menus. They already have the menu. The thing that you need to do, you need to transfer it to mobile design, define the perfect information architecture, then hierarchy, then you will add additional psychology there, put the layout, spacings, adjustments, boom, done. And they will also pay you for that. One restaurant is making money every single day. They're making lots of money. So that's why you will not be able to charge for, for every time they're using this restaurant menu. So that's why this project for you will be once at a time, which means that it should cost a lot, which means that you will be able to make $1,000 or $5,000 to charge for one menu. It's done, they paid for it, and that's it. You don't need to think about it anymore. Again, the preparation stage, which is in most cases the hardest one, is already done for you. You will have the templates. You will have swipe files for your inspiration and train your eyes. You will understand how exactly to train your eyes to understand psychology even of typography, but the hierarchy as well. You will get guides, so you will never get stuck in your fonts. Really. Font pairs, spacing choices, super fonts, you will have the base, the guides that you will take a look. Okay, this is a e-commerce project with not so many products inside of it. They want to reflect lifestyle on this, so we will use this system and these typefaces. This project is also e-commerce. They have lots of projects, like 10,000 of different products inside of it. And they don't want to reflect the lifestyle. They want to show the products themselves. Then we're using this type system. And you will have these type systems. Cheat sheets and checklists to make your life easier. This is exactly when you're going to any website, or when you're working on your project, you just, this one, yes, checkbox, done. That's it. And you have the result. Cool, right? So what will be in the modules? Module 0, welcome. How to get maximum out of this course on absolutely any different learning program. And also typography exercise. Yes, we will start from the exercise. The very first module 0, and you already start designing something, which will be your practice. You will also understand how to start working on something. You will build this habit on working on something, practicing and getting the results. So that's why we'll start from this one. This will be super easy, but really powerful. You will see the power of typography. Module 1, introduction to typography. Here, these are not all the lessons. I just put some lessons into here. You will see in the course itself, you will see all the lessons. So the history of typography. Why it's important to understand the history? Because it will help you to understand what particular font to choose. Let's imagine sans serif or serif font. But which one of them? Based on the history of this font, you will be able to choose that. Then, what typography really is. The main goal of typography, the purpose, the goal and the purpose are a little bit different. Readability and legibility, the difference and why you need to understand them. Where typography is used, the difference between typography for graphic and UX UI design. When you will understand this difference, you will understand that you can't apply the same font, for example, for business card and for printed business card and for About Me section on the website, because they're completely different. By the way, one more way to make money, Linktree. Almost everyone is using Linktree now, which is based on typography. When you understand what is important, how to reflect your typography in the Linktree, this is how you also can charge money for every single content creator on Instagram. Keep it in mind. Module 2, preparation. This is where we start our journey in these 5 steps. Preparation, how to prepare your work, who is important, what is important, where to start, content and navigation, what's the difference, because you need to divide your project into sections. I'll show you what particular sections you need to keep in mind when you're preparing your work. On-page information architecture, what goes to the top, what goes to the bottom, preparing text for the page. We will discuss all these things here. Hierarchy, type scale, sizes, spacings, vertical rhythm, SEO and typography, why it's important for hierarchy style guide, and you will be able to create your first style guide for design system that you're building. So all these things will be in the hierarchy system. Now, the next one, grids, layouts, and formatting. One of the hardest thing, okay, you prepared your work. You defined the hierarchy sizes. Now, why need to put image on the left from the text? How the text should be aligned according to this image? Why this text should be here? What grids exist and what layouts you can apply to your work so it will be the most powerful? Maybe you don't need to use images at all. It will be just be typography-based. So all these things will be here. Then psychology. This is the fourth step that I added to my design system, typography design system. How your culture and culture of your audience influence the typography choice. This is important to understand because you are designing not for yourself. You are not designing for your client. You're designing for the users of your client. And that's why you need to know what users are doing, what websites are they using, what culture do they have, what taste to typography do they have. This will be here. And the connection between different typefaces and emotions and feelings. So we're using this one to make it calm and friendly, like Google, right? Or Teachable, but they have sans serif and serif. Or we will go with this conservative style, like Apple, for example, because they give different emotions. You will learn it from this lesson. Why it's important to know your target audience to choose typeface. You know your target audience, you know how to choose typeface, and you apply it to your designs, boom, done. And what makes typography look luxury? Exactly. So sometimes you are working for the clients who needs luxury, or maybe you want to start working with clients who pay a lot immediately, and luxury things cost lots of money. You want to make lots of money. You want to charge $5,000, $10,000, maybe $50,000 from the very beginning for the project. It all depends on you, but your work should reflect this luxury brand. You will know how to do that. Font pairing and adjustments. We know typography, we know hierarchy, preparation, psychology of the font. Now let's combine them together. Let's work with them together. You know, some people say never use more than 2 fonts. This is not correct. Sometimes you can use 3 fonts, 3 typefaces, not fonts in this case, but typefaces. Really, I'll explain you how to use. And if you remember the project that I showed you today, that one with the black background and gold, I used 3 typographies there. Was it bad? Absolutely not. You just need to know where to apply the third one. Where to find font pairs and how to understand with which one you can use it. What is super fonts? You will understand what is super font and where to use this one instead of font pairs. Contrast in typography, how to work with numbers. This is especially important if you are working with tables, if you are in the bank industry. So this is where you can get all this information. And of course, accessibility of typography, because the main goal of typography is to be read. Tips and secrets. Module number 7. Paid or free typefaces. How to animate typography. Remember that thing that I showed you on the Instagram? You will be able to animate typography. I will add a couple of lessons. I showed you here just one lesson, but probably it will be maybe 2 or 3. How to animate it in Figma and how to animate it in After Effects to have special effects with typography. You will see they are really powerful, really amazing. They will attract clients to you. And after that one, they attracted, you will build the entire system for them and will make money. Typography for Cyrillic fonts. Yeah, if you are from Russia, if you speak in Russian, or maybe you're from Greece, you'll understand how to work with these typefaces. History of specific fonts, how to break the rules working with typography, because I'll explain you the rules and then I'll explain you how to break them, so you will go to the next level, to the next creativity level. And this is where you will be able to apply your knowledge, maybe from graphic design to UX UI design, to make your works look a little bit different. And module number 8, monetization and efficiency. There are 9 modules because we have module number 0. This one, module number 8, monetizations. Monetization, this is where we talk how to make money with the knowledge of typography, how to monetize your skills in typography, a website audit for a typography, from a typography perspective, and where to find clients, how much your work should cost, and when to increase your prices. All these things will be here, and you will be able to apply it not only to typography-based projects, but to absolutely any design project. Is it important for you to make your design process with typography easier and change your approach, change your life? Type yes in the chat. Really amazing. We're waiting for that too. Yes, yes, cool. Thank you. Yes, this is what I want really. Yes, because this will change your life, because this process goes step by step and explains absolutely everything and how to apply it to real life project. Not just, okay, use this one. Zara logo differs from Google logo because of this, and that's it. How can I apply it to my project? I'm not working with Zara. I'm not working with Google. I'm not working with Apple. How can I apply it to my particular project? This is what you will get. How can I become I work as a full-time designer. How can I become a freelance designer, but be efficient without spending lots of time? I know that lots of freelancers are working like 20 hours a day and they're exhausted. Just because when you understand what to put where, when you have the clear structure, this is where your life is changing. This is where you have this habit to design projects. And this is what drives you more and more and more. I switched from junior designer to senior designer in 2 years. Again, because of this system. I worked in wargaming as a junior designer. I started there as a junior UX UI designer, again, because I didn't know how to design mobile apps, but I applied my system, I got the job, and I continued learning. That conferences that I took, courses, books, everything that I learned, everything helped me to get to the next level. I grew. And then in 2 years, in a year and 8 months, senior designer position, because I knew what exactly to ask. I knew how to explain my decisions to clients, to managers. I knew everything. I didn't even, took tasks. I knew exactly what we need to do. We had a product owner. He had a roadmap. We discussed it together, and I knew how to build the structure, the next steps to build what he wanted to build. So if it's important for you to make your design process with typography easier and change your approach completely, change your life, if you are ready for this, if you want to change your life, and if it's important for you, I have 4 packages for you: Essential, Premium, VIP, and One-on-One. 4 packages for every category of people. For someone, maybe you don't need this, but this one is super important for you. For someone, you want to work directly with me, one-on-one. We'll have calls, and we will discuss how you can get to the next level and all these things. But some of you work as a full-time designers, as a freelance designers, or maybe you just content creator, not a designer at all. So you don't need this work with me one-on-one. You just want to do your job, to do your part. So that's why 4 different packages. And these are the prices. If you're waiting, boom, for all these packages. $299, $479. VIP is a little bit bigger. And then one-on-one, of course, expensive because you have direct access to me. These are the prices. But remember that This is the first time I'm presenting this system. This is the first time when I'm showing it to someone else. So I decided to make it this one. 30% off for all the packages. For all the packages that you see here, you see the prices for this one because I'm making it for the first time. Yes, you can go and take it. This is yours, absolutely. The link is in the chat, so you will be able to get it. But there is one thing. You are here with me. You stayed during this 2 hours webinar with me. You deserve something more, right? I think, right. This is the prices for you. For everyone who stayed till the end, I told you that who will stay till the end will get the maximum out of this webinar and will get the maximum out of these packages as well. These are the prices for you. This is what you can go right now. Check your link in the chat, click, choose your package, and just join the course. July 12th, we are starting our first lesson. We'll start working together on this, on changing your life. So if it's important for you to start working on design, to start working with typography, efficient, step-by-step, typography is not just text on the page. Typography is the entire page. Typography is exactly what you're designing in the end of the day. Yes, you adding images, then you adding icons just to support typography. But what you're designing, 95% is typography. And now this is where you can change your life, but choose it by choosing one of these packages and get exactly what you want. If you want to get it all, if you are ready to change your life, if it's important for you to make your life easier, the typography process efficient, then just click on that link and choose exactly what you need. OMG, nice, yes, yes, cool. So how does it sound? With 45% off, how much time do we have to pick those courses with 45% off? You have today and tomorrow. So 2 days you have to get this 45% off. After that, the price will change to 30%. And then in a couple of days before the course starts, it will change to the full prices. This is what you will get, just 2 days. Great, great, great. Loving it. Yes, and as you can see, the price for this course is you have 9 modules. You can get 9 modules and you will get only these prices. You understand how to work on typography. You will be able to charge at least, let's imagine, I don't know even what's the first price should be for you to design a full restaurant e-menu just using typography because they already have everything. How much would you charge? Minimum $100, which means you take 2 restaurant e-menus and you're completely covering the essential plan and even have a little bit more. You build a website and you will definitely, VIP is for you, it's covered, that's it. You decided to design ebook for someone, so they have Google Doc with all the information. Your job is to define the information architecture, build the table of contents, and then define the structure of it, and it's covered. It will definitely should cost more than $1,000, which covers almost all the plans. And of course, in the end, if you really want to work with me directly, so I'm working on this particular project, can you help me understand what I should do next? I'll give you the guidance. Of course, you will have to do the job, but I'll give you the direct guidance. We will understand where you are today, your point A, where you want to move, your point B, and then we will build the clear path from point A to point B where you will achieve the point B, where you will achieve exactly what you want. So this is the plan one-on-one, and just 5 spots for the plan one-on-one, 20 spots for VIP, for premium 100 spots, and essential 200 spots, which means that when we will have 20 people bought VIP, it will be closed. Nobody will be able to buy it anymore. Then the course is completely closed. So July 11th, the option to buy the course will be closed. The only people who joined before that day will be able to get it. So that's why it's important to take your action fast. Exactly. Live your luxury life. Any software is needed for the course. You will need definitely Google Doc or Microsoft Word. I hope that you have it in your computer. And you will need to have Photoshop or Figma or Adobe XD or Framer or Sketch, which means that any design tool, or maybe Illustrator, or even Corel Draw, just any design tool, because what I'm explaining, not how to work with the tool, I'm explaining how to work with typography in any tool. That's the thing. The examples that I will show you will be in Figma. The templates and guides that you will get will be for Figma, Sketch, and Adobe XD. But all the knowledge that you will get will be for absolutely any type of project, for absolutely any design tool, no matter what you're going to use. Can I hold the discount? No, that's the thing that I want to be honest with you and with everyone here. And especially those who already took my masterclasses, they know that if I told that I'm closing the sales date, I'm closing it, which means that if the discount is for 2 days, I'm closing it in 2 days. This is how I train, and this is what I want for my students, to be honest with what they're doing. This is what I want for you. So that's why it's responsibility, accountability, and then you just take your step. 6 months is better than none, but want to confirm that it's not only like a week. Oh, no. I'll explain it all that. Looks like only 6 months of access. Correct. So for the essential, we have 3 months of access after you started the course. Not from today, when you started the course, and even I gave a little bit more time. Why 3 months? Practice and accountability. I want you to get the result as fast as possible. If you are not ready, if it's not important for you to start making changes today, then wait a little bit. Maybe next time, these prices will never be the same. I will definitely increase them in the future for the next intake. But if it's important for you to change your life today or the fast, as soon as possible, that's why I'm making these not full-time access, but 3 months access for essential, 4 months for premium, and for IP 6 months. For one-on-one, also 6 months, and we will have 3 one-hour calls where we'll be talking about all these things. Can you share what models are included in each package? Just click on the link, copy the link from the chat, put it into your browser, and you will see absolutely all the lessons and all the modules the course consists of. Absolutely everything, all the information is there. So here I showed you just some parts of the modules and lessons. There you will see all of them. You will understand that, oh, that's exactly what I was looking. Yes, that's what I want to know. This is all the information that you will see on the page. Yeah, talking about the time of access, I want to continue this one. So I'll tell you my real story. I took the course with a lifetime access, and it was about typography. I took it 3 years ago, and it's great that even today I have access to that course. But the problem is, because they have lifetime access, it means that I can get to this course in a year from now, in 5 years, maybe the next year, which means that they don't care about my results. They want just people to stay there. Maybe they want people love them or something. I want the result for you, which means that when I will finish the course itself will take about 8 weeks to finish, from start to finish, all the lessons. And then, in addition to that, you will have additional 2 months for essential package, 3 months for premium, and for VIP, 5 months. You'll get all this time to get back to it, to change something, to learn something from it. Of course, all the downloadables will be downloadables. You will get all the kits, guides, and everything. You will download them. They will be with you forever. The knowledge itself, this is where we'll have this time. Procrastinating forever. Exactly. This is what lifetime access courses do for you. You think that, oh, I have so much power, I have so much value by having this lifetime access, but in the end, you're not starting, and in the end, you just paid money, but never get back to it. Sometimes you get back to it, but you already lost control where you started, and that's it, it's done, and no result. No, this is not what I want for you. I want you to get the result, to make money. I want you to make your process efficient. I want you to spend more time with your family because you saved time from working on the progress, or from the project. I want you to get this promotion. I want you to go to freelance if you decided, oh my God, full-time job is not for me anymore. I want to be a freelancer. And you have the system, you know how exactly to work on the project, you get clients, and you start working on them. So this is not only about typography. This is the design system based on typography, which means that you will be able to design 95% of the project, because 95% of the project is typography. Can I clarify if the 3, 4, 6 months access begins after the 8 weeks, or the moment we begin the course? It starts, I'll give you the particular example. For essential package, if you start July 12th, in October, only in October 15th, you will lose your access. This is where your access will be closed. But at the same time, after that time, you will be able to extend it, but it will be paid. But you will be able to extend if you need to get back to it again. But from July to October, you will have access to essential package. From July to November, you will have to premium. And from July to January 22, you will have access to VIP and one-on-one. Yeah, exactly. It's from the moment you start the course, not from today, not from the moment you bought the course, it's from the moment you start the course. Procrastinating, yes. That's a solid point, makes sense. Yes, I think this is about, actually, this is a Q&A session already. So yeah, the solid point is about lifetime access versus 3, 4, 6 months access for any program. When you have two things, when you pay money for something and when you have limited access to something, this is what triggers you to take action. If you get something for free, if you if you have unlimited access, anytime you can go and take it, this is where you don't want to take action. This is where you are not ready to change your life. Because let's imagine you live in the country where you have lots of bananas. I love bananas, really. I can eat 3, 4, 5 bananas a day easily. My wife can yell at me. I will continue doing that. I love bananas. Why? I'm from Belarus. Now I'm in Canada. There are no bananas here. I mean, growing around me, no bananas in Belarus. So that's why for me, it's like, wow. So I have limited access for it. For some people who live in the countries where bananas are everywhere, for them, it's like, oh, we are giving it to our pets just because it's a banana. You know, because you have unlimited access there. For me, it's limited access. So that's why I enjoy it. I especially enjoy it. When we're talking about courses, programs, anything, books, why we read so many books but don't take action as when we taking courses? Because the book costs not so much. Let's imagine 13, 29, 50, maybe $100. I have a book about typography that cost $400. And you have this book, you paid for it. This is your first level of accountability. But the second one is limitation. Maybe I will read this book in a year, maybe in 2 years. So, and again and again and again, I'm thinking, oh, I will read today the first paragraph. I will read the first chapter. I will read the entire book next year, and that's it. So the second level of accountability is not covered. And this is why you're not taking action on what is written in that book. But if you have a limitation, when you go to the library, get the book, and you may be paid for it. Yeah, in library, another example, you're not paying if you have a free libraries in your country. You're not paying for the books, but you have limited access. This is exactly the same thing. You took the book, you're not paying for it, which means that you didn't put anything from yourself. You didn't invest in yourself. You just got the book. You want to get the knowledge. You have a limited access for it. You read the book. Okay. Next time you read one chapter, second chapter, and then you're like, oh my God, I didn't have to read this book, so I need to bring it back. You brought it back, and that's it. You didn't take action. 2 levels of accountability for absolutely anything. And this is what you need to do with your clients as well. You need to understand that they're investing in your service, and they will have limited access to you. So they're paying money for you to make the ebook, to design the e-menu for them. But you say that I have only this time to build it for you. So I will have time from July to August for you to build this project. Only this time. So hurry up. And then you will get the best result as you can. And then they will take action. If they don't have these 2 levels of accountability, like, oh, anytime, I will pay you later, and you start working on that, then you don't like working on this project, all these things. So that's why 2 level of accountability. Yeah, kind of happens with dollars in Argentina. Yeah, or in absolutely any country where you have different currency. Will the lectures be recorded all live? Can we have the live interaction with you in between the course in Essential Plan? No, that's the thing. So all the lectures will be recorded, which means that for all these 3 months, you will have access to any video anytime. You will be able to get back and watch from the first one. So all the lessons will be recorded. You will have access for them. Talking about access to me. You will get access to me only in the VIP package and one-on-one. In the VIP, we'll have mastermind calls where we'll talk why I'm giving only 20 spots for VIP, because I want to work with this small group and give the maximum result. So that's why we will have mastermind calls there with 20 people. We just sit and talk about how you can improve your work, how you can improve your business positioning, how you can improve your direction in terms of typography. So everything related to typography we'll discuss in that mastermind calls. In one-on-one, we'll work directly one-on-one. That's why it costs a lot, because my time costs a lot. I need to do lots of things. I have lots of projects, and I'm not available anytime to just jump in and to do different stuff. But for those who are investing, who want to invest in their lives, I can give additional hour, in this case 3 hours for one-on-one, where we'll be talking about directly you, so you will go to the next level. Essential and premium. In premium, you will have Slack channel, your community, where you will be able to discuss absolutely different things about the project, about the lessons. Sometimes I will jump into this Slack channel. We'll give you something special, maybe. We'll see. Yeah, I have some ideas. Anyway, so yeah, this is sometimes where I'll jump in, but mostly this community will be for you, for all the students of the premium package. Essential is for those who want to get the knowledge and go directly themselves. So that's all the explanation of the plans. Exactly. Is there an option to split the fees? So this is the thing. The price that you see today, I was thinking about splitting it into 2 parts, into 2 payment plans. But the thing is that the payment plans, I will add them to these packages, but they will be based on the full price, which means that for essential, for example, or for premium, let's take premium. Premium, the full price is $479. Because it's delayed in the time, I need to add, also business lesson for you, I also need to additional fee to this one. In this case, about $20, 5%. So I'm adding additional fee, which will be $499. The full price if I'll divide it into 2. So $499, then I will divide it into 2 packages, which will be $249, which means that you will pay now $249, and in a month from now $249, while right now you can get the full package for $299. Just $299 and you will get the full package. You don't need to pay more, to pay extra. So that's why it's important to be here on this webinar and get these prices, especially for you. Yes. How about PDF? PDFs, you will be able to download them, and that's it. They will be with you forever. Yeah. So talking about them, the only one problem with the price is that they are high. The only problem with that price is that it's too high for people who are not making money in dollars. So that's the thing that I want you to start making money in dollars. I want you to start working on the companies from USA, from Canada, who are making money in dollars. I live in Canada. You know, the prices here, not the same as in Belarus. When I lived in Belarus, of course, the price could be different, because my level of life, just to pay to rent a house, I will need to pay 10, 12 times less, you know? So that's why I started learning UX UI in Belarus and started working for foreign countries from US, from Canada, to make dollars there, to be able to move to Canada. This was my journey to Canada. I wouldn't be able for the salary in Belarus to move to Canada. The thing was that I took action to learn UX to UI design, to build my system, build the system, started working on the project with this system, got a job to make money in dollars. Then with these dollars, every single month, you can ask my wife, you can ask my parents, every single month I saved money to have money to move to Canada. And when I moved to Canada, the level of life, not the level of life, the cost of life here is much, much higher, which means that you need to understand also this aspect. In US dollars, of course, yes, correct. As the number, of course, varies across the packages, can we know what are the modules that one might be missing out if we take other option other than VIP? So if you'll go to the page that is in the chat, you'll go there, click on the link, and you will see exactly what you're getting in each of these plans. If you're explaining here, in Essential, you will get everything till the moment of psychology. So you will learn all the exact process of how to work with typography. For VIP package, this is for Essential and Premium. Oh, actually, for Essential only. For Premium, you will get additional module, which is typography secrets and tips. How to work with SEO, accessibility of fonts, paid versus free, how to work with clients, how to explain your typography decisions to managers, colleagues, and clients. So all these things will be in the premium. In VIP, you will also get additional module about monetization. You're making money, you are VIP package. You want to make money. You want to understand how to make money. Why you want to understand how to make money? To make money, correct? Which means that you're paying more. This is your accountability. You're investing in your knowledge. And this is how, if you want to get this money back, you need to work. So you will get the knowledge how to make money. That's why all these business coaches, that's why all the programs that are teaching you how to make money cost lots of money, and way more than this one. $1,997. This is exactly how the program cost that I just found recently about how to make money as a business owner. Because this will teach you how to make even more money. That's why they cost more and more and more. And again, this is not a huge price for the person who will learn step by step how to design a project, how to sell it, and then will start making even more money. So this is not the price for me. This is what's important to understand. This is price for you, for your accountability. It's in US dollars. Yeah. If it would be in Canadian dollars, there will be CA before the dollar sign. Mm-hmm. Does Premium get the psychology model? Yes, psychology. So all the modules will get. I won't be able to switch it here. But anyway, so just go to the page and you will see what exactly you will get. Because all the modules, absolutely all the modules, Essential, Premium, VIP, One-on-One, will have modules, Welcome module, Introduction to Typography module, Preparation, Hierarchy, so steps that we have here, Layout and Grids, Psychology, and then the final one is Adjustments, Font Pairing, and Formatting. So all these packages will have 7 modules. Then in the premium one, you will also get tips and tricks about typography and how to animate typography module. And the next, in the VIP and One-on-One, you will get monetization. 9 modules. By default, from Essential, you will have 7 of them. So yeah, if we're talking about conversion rates or politics in different countries, I'm not regulating politics and prices and conversion rates in these countries. I'm not regulating them. So that's why this is not related to me. This is not about me. Absolutely. I totally understand that it can be a high price for you, but I also, I know some people who know exactly that they have this money. They're ready to invest, but they like, um, oh, maybe I will start talking about price. Maybe I'll get lower price because I have I live in this country on this one. If it's important for you to change your life, if you are ready to do that, then you're taking responsibility and taking action. This is how it works. It doesn't work that someone will come and give it to you just because you're a good person. If I lived this way actually before, even when I was a student, and I was like, oh, because it's in the country, the Belarus where I live, it's a dictatorship country, and that's why we don't have access to the world. We don't have PayPal. Belarus doesn't have PayPal still. I mean, you can't make money on PayPal, and lots of different stuff. But it was my responsibility for the first time to go through these 2 years of pain to create this typography system, then to make this typography system work for all the projects. Then I started making money from it. Then I started increasing my prices. Then I got a job. I started increasing my salary there to move here. This was my responsibility. And this is why I invested in my education. This is why I invested in stuff like, again, books about typography, conferences for design, how to increase and like make your, that point it was the course about direct sales, how to make sales when you go door to door. This experience when you really have physical product and you go door to door and start selling it. So I did all these things. If it was easy for me and for free, I wouldn't do anything. That's the thing. If I buy now, I can start at any point. So this is how the course will work. You buy it now. The access to the course will be open July 12th. You will have access to the platform already directly, but July 12th, this is where you will your program will start. And then every next week, you will get the next section. The next section, the next section, the next section. Why this way? So you will go directly through the entire process, one by one, because then you will understand the system. If you will start jumping, if I would open the entire course and you will just, currently I just need to know how to pair fonts. I will watch this video. Then, it would be interesting to know about type scale. I will watch this video. And then you don't have the system. This is exactly the same what you get when you're buying books, when you are watching videos, when you're on YouTube, when you're saving posts on Instagram. You're just grabbing information from everywhere. This one, this one, this one, this one, and you don't have the clear structure. This is not my program. I want you to get the result. So that's why my program is divided into parts and it goes stage by stage, one by one. This is why, yes, inside of the module, you will be able to watch any video in no particular order. When the entire course will be open for you, you will be able to go through all the videos. But my idea for you, so you will go from video 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Understood the preparation stage. The next one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I know how to work with hierarchy. Great. The next stage, layout, correct, layout. So we'll put text here, here, here. Okay, now you have the clear structure, step-by-step guidance how to work on something, and it will not be the information that you can just pick from here, 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 here. This is how all the programs works. No. I wouldn't create this course if I would want to give you just information, hey, this is about typography. No, I'm giving you the system. That's the thing. How many hours do I need to invest in one of the modules? It depends on you, but the modules will be pretty clear and structured. Some of the modules will have 24 lessons, but mostly because 7 of these lessons will be your homework, and it depends on you how. You don't need to finish all the homework. Of course, I recommend to go through all of the types of the projects, but let's imagine you want to learn only how to design ebooks. Then you just open the ebook homework, make your homework. The other 17 lessons, they will be theory, and one of them will be practice, actually, where I'll show you how I do that, how I do this exercise that you will apply for your homework. So it's about every video about 10 to 15 minutes, which means that you will be able to watch it, let's imagine 2-3 videos one day, 2-3 videos another day, 2-3 videos the next day. It depends on how fast you're watching. Some videos will be shorter, where I'll explain you one particular thing, which means that for one module in a really comfortable, how I would learn it, timing, in a comfortable timing, I would say about 3-4 days to watch the module. And then 3 to 4 days to make the, depends on your load, to finish the homework. How can we pay for the course split into 2? This will be available in 2 days when this price with 45% off will be removed from the website. And then, for example, for Essential Plan, you will see $169 for 2 months. So 2 payments of $169. This is what you will see. So that's why it's important. I would recommend you to join now with these prices, because this will be the first payment of the plan, if you will take in the payment plans. You know what I mean? Do you get your website developed for courses, or you use some platform to prepare one? That's not related to this webinar, but I'll answer maybe one day in stories. Yay, we got what we want. Yes, thanks for the webinar. Let's meet in program now. Oh yeah, congratulations. Amazing. Now, do we have any other questions? Because I can explain to you some other questions. Yeah, keep in mind that these prices will be removed and not available in 2 days. In 2 days, I remove them and you will see the next plan. In a couple of days from that day, I will remove them and you will see the full prices. So that's the benefits of being here on the webinar and taking them now. Just got my spot waiting for the start. Poof! Do you know this emoji where 2 hands like boom? Oh, sorry. Boom. Congrats. Well, happy to see you there. And based on your name and surname, probably you are Russian speaking. So there will be a module for Russian language as well, which is also awesome. Enroll, so excited about this. Amazing, cool. Priceless knowledge we got today. Thanks a lot. My pleasure. Really, just follow this. If you're not able to join the program today, if you can't afford it, if you understand that it's important to change your life, but you're not ready to do this right now, simply follow this 5 steps process and you already will have your work much, much better. This is the value that you got today will help you in your life. And then next time, yeah, the prices will be higher next time, but the next time you will be able to join and get the program that you want and learn each of the aspects of each of the stages, and even get some tips on how to do even more. Oh, boom. Yeah, to everyone. Thank you, Alex, for all the effort. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Have a great night. Thank you so much for this and for your kindness. My pleasure. Yes, thank you for this webinar, Alex. Thanks a lot for your time. Great. Just couple of things. Couple of things. If you don't have time, just keep in mind that these lessons from the in the course will be bite-sized, which means that you will be able to watch them in just, let's imagine you have a lunchtime, you just watch the lesson and boom, now I know new thing. And this is how you build habits. If you will even schedule your time for the course, just imagine July 12th, we're starting, and you schedule like 30 minutes for the course in one particular time. Boom, you are watching it July 13th. I'm watching 30 minutes the course and practicing. I'm watching and practicing. And when you will build this habit, this is how you grow really, really fast. This is what I did when I worked as a taxi driver. I really didn't want to do that, but I just came back from the army. I served in the army. I came back. Yes, I had a master's degree in marketing, but it didn't help me to find a job right away because I didn't have experience. How can you get a job without experience? How can you get experience without a job? So in this course, I want to teach you how to get experience to get the job. And then with this job, with this experience from the job, to get another job. Higher, 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 higher. So here, I worked as a taxi driver. I didn't like it. I made, I don't remember, it was $60 a month. It was my salary. And I worked from 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. This was my working day. At 6 p.m. when I got home, I ate and then started learning, reading, or practicing every single day. Why? Because I didn't like to get this $60 a month by working 8 to 5 and not doing what I love. I wanted to be a designer. I always wanted to be a designer. But again, I don't know how it works in your country, but in Belarus, to become a designer, to get a degree in design, basically, actually, you don't need to have a degree to become a great UX UI designer. This is what you need to understand. Any of your experience will give you benefits to become a UX UI designer. It doesn't mean that you have to have a degree in design. But here's the thing. So to become a designer in Belarus, to start to get to the university, you need to know how to design. I don't know what about your country, but in our country, in Belarus, you have to know how to draw. You have to know composition, color theory, and I don't remember what else was that. And something else. So you already need to know how to design to get a degree in design. Great, amazing. So that's why every single day I learned myself. I get home, learned myself, and then this is where this was a really hard period of time where I didn't have lots of money actually, and lots of money. I didn't have lots of money. I had just enough money to live from month to month. But because I learned every single day, because I bought these books that costed that $10, then one day I spent $100 to the course. It was bigger than my salary, but because I saved money, I knew that this will help me to switch to the next level. And this happened to me. This is when I started designing I got the first money from design. This was so transformational because, I'm just working for $60 and then you pay for something $100. That was a lot of money. I was afraid that I will lose this money. I paid it, and because I was afraid that I will lose them, I started learning even twice harder. I put more effort, I practiced even more, and then in the end, when I became a better designer, not better designer, I just understood what really design is and was able to design just a simple page. It was really terrible because in that program we didn't have system. But I was able to design something, and I designed the website for $100. So I got my money back. And then the thing is not in that $100. The thing is that I was able to make money by doing what I like, by doing design. This is where my life has changed. And yeah, so talking about don't have time, after work, before work, during the lunch, this is where you can find time to learn something. If you don't have money, as I told you, you can find the way to get this money. Maybe you can work somewhere. Maybe you can do some additional work to be able to afford this course, because this will bring you to the next level. This is how you will get to the next level and will start charging more. And this is where you will get this money back from doing the job for someone else. And this is how you will go to the next level. Will I get a certificate? Yes, every single plan will get a certificate. This is not the official one, like you got it from the university, but you will get it from my design academy with my sign on it, signature. So you will be able to put it into your on your LinkedIn profile or anywhere else that you have finished a typography for UX/UI designers course. For some countries, I know that it's really important to have certificates. Can you guarantee my result? I can guarantee that I'll give you all the knowledge, that I'll give you the exercises, I'll give you the homework. But the result depends on, will you finish the homework? Will you apply the knowledge? Will you go and talk to the client, potential client, to get this project? So I can definitely guarantee you that after this course, if you do all the homework, you will be able to design lots of different things, and you will be able to charge for them depending on your sales skills. And also, I can guarantee that you will get 14 days money back, 30 days money back, which means that if you don't like the course from the very beginning, maybe how I present something, the video quality actually will be the top one, and the sound will be the top one. But if because of some reasons, you will decide that this is not the type of program that I would work with, I will give you money back because this is your money. I'm okay with that. Yes, you will lose the access to the course, but you will get your money back. So here are all the things. Will you add certificates for your further courses like motion, UI, etc.? I'm adding it right to this one, so that's why you will get it from this course as well. If you're talking about other programs like Boost Your Creativity and Isometric Design, these are courses not, while they give you lots of value and make your skills, bring your skill to the next level, I didn't think that to have a certificate is super important. But if you think that it would be great to have, I will add them. Same here in India, you don't need a degree. Exactly. In most countries, you don't need a degree. You need experience. This is why people hire you. They look at your portfolio, they ask you some particular questions about your experience, and this is how you get the job. So that's why you don't need a degree to become a designer, UX/UI designer, to get a job in this field. Imagine spending entire salary on this course. I can imagine it. I spent almost twice more, so that's why. Yes, I can imagine it. This is, you know how it works. You spend 2 of your salaries, and this is such a huge boost or kick under your ass to do something to get this money back. So you can't even stop, really. You will continue doing this, practicing, or working with clients. You will be afraid, but because you need money, you need money, you will start doing something. This is a kick-ass thing that will bring you to the next level. That's why I know exactly what you're talking about. I know what does it mean to spend the entire salary. Thank you for your time. Really appreciate all the tips you gave us. Very helpful. My pleasure. My pleasure as well, Danny. The main idea is not to sell the course. The main idea is to give you the program, to give you the process. If my focus would be to make money, I wouldn't do the courses, really. There are way more easier ways to make money. The thing is, when you are getting one particular level of knowledge, you start sharing it, you want to share it. And you want to share it in the structured form, not just boom, 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 this and this and this. Actually, it will be much easier for me to sell short bite-sized things for $5-10. I would make more money. Some people sell really small products, and they make much more money this way. To build the course, you need lots of time, you need lots of energy, excitement, other people involved in that. You need to record this video, so you'll spend lots of time. So that's why the main idea is not in selling. The main idea is because I want to give this knowledge. I want to give this system. And I know that if I give it for free, nobody will use it. And if nobody will use it, then what's the point for me to share it with someone else? That's the thing. We can get a job as a UX UI designer in Canada, Vancouver, Toronto. Which is the best place for us? This is not related to typography webinar, so I'll just tell you that yes, you can get a job in Canada. Yes, you can get a job in Vancouver or Toronto. It doesn't matter. It depends on what lifestyle you want to get. I just got back 2 months, 5 days ago. I got back from Alberta, from a really small town, but right in the middle of the mountains. It was incredible work-life balance there, amazing. But the climate wasn't for me. I didn't know that the air is so dry in the mountains, at least there. So I really love mountains, lakes. I love when it's snow-covered in snow. It's so beautiful. But the climate wasn't for me. I could get a job there, but it wasn't interested. I wasn't interested in staying there. Today, my style is Toronto, so that's why I'm here. And yeah, one thing also important to understand that you can get a job absolutely anywhere. Absolutely anywhere. From the very beginning, when I worked in Belarus, we started working with my friend. He is a developer, so I designed websites and he developed them. What happened next? I started looking for a job and projects in US and Canada. I started making money from there. Then I moved to Canada. Before that, I thought that where you live at, this is the only place where you can make money. This is the only place that you can get a job. And if you go to another country, there are some particular places where you can get a job, and everywhere else, no. But when I started developing my skills, I realized that absolutely it doesn't matter where you are. Even if today I moved to Japan, which is completely different country. I've never been there. I've never been to Japan. I would like to, but maybe one day, not now, but one day I would love to go there. I love Japan. But I know that if I go there, I will get a job. Maybe not in Tokyo, maybe somewhere else, but I will get a job because the rules completely the same. Completely the same. There are some changes based on the culture, based on the language. Of course, if I go to Japan, it would be better for me to know Japanese. The same like in Canada. If you want to have a better job, your English level should be higher. So there are some small things, but in general, in total, you can find a job anywhere. Only real designers are comfortable sharing their knowledge. Absolutely, 100%. 100%. And you know, I don't fully agree. Like only real designers are comfortable sharing their knowledge. Actually, yes, I totally agree with that. Because you have to have confidence to share your knowledge and not being afraid that someone else will tell you something else, which means that you have an imposter syndrome. And if you have an imposter syndrome and if you are afraid of being judged by someone else, then of course um, I can say that you are not a real designer. Your works can be really amazing, but you can bring so much more to this world if you share your knowledge, but you're just afraid. So, yeah, that's why I think that for every designer, it's really important to work on their confidence, on their skills to get to the next level. So they will be able to share their knowledge because they understand that, yes, this system really works. This process really works, and this process will help someone else. That's the thing. Now, I'm ready for Q&A session. I know that I answered lots of questions already, but if you have any other questions, please let me know in the chat. I will be super happy to answer them, especially about this webinar, about this 5-step system, maybe about typography in general, or what bothers you the most, or maybe about the course, especially about the course, what you want to know about particular things, because this will help me to explain you all the things, and I will bring them maybe to the website so everyone else will find it valuable as well. Just let me know. If there are no questions, then we are ready to go and change our lives by clicking that link in the chat and getting the package that you want. If it's important for you, if you are ready for it, if you want it, just go click and get it, because this price for you for 2 days, this will be completely yours. You deserve it. I don't know if I have any further questions. Thank you so much for the valuable information. Thank you so much, Mohammed. Actually, Mohammed is one of the best students of my courses. A year and a half ago, I launched my first course about Instagram, InstaTribe, and he was the first person, the very first person who started applying all the things that I shared there. He also learned from different other things, and he grew his account to 10,000 easily, super fast, because of his commitment, because he invested in his knowledge. Then he continued investing in different programs and courses, my master classes, and really I can definitely say I'm so proud of you, Mohammed. Really proud of you. You did a great job, and you are a great example of how people who want to achieve the result, for who it's important to achieve the result, will do anything and everything to achieve it. Thank you for it. Preparation is almost like research. Preparation is the result of the research. That's the difference. You make the research, and then you put all your information from the research on the paper. You remove everything that is not important. You put everything that is important to the top, building information architecture of the page, and then you start working with this thing. So basically, it's not the research itself. It's the result. It's the cleared, finalized result of the research. Will you be updating or sharing the InstaTribe course? That's a good question. I want to update it, really update it, not to add more information, not to remove something. What I want to do is completely change that program and to make it also structured, because when I understood how to get more followers, how to create posts easily, how to create stories, how to monetize my account, when I got all this clear structure, so basically from the very beginning, it was the information that I had, and it was finalized in my head, and I gave that amazing course. But then, of course, during over years with practice, I have lots of stuff to change and to make it even, how it's working. You give all the information first, all the information that is possible. Then you look at it and define how to structure it, how to optimize the process. And you start removing something, adding something. But in general, the program becomes more compact. And this is exactly what I did for this typography course. I made it compact. So it includes absolutely everything in one course. And this is what I want to do for InstaTribe as well. I want to make it condensed, compact, and just full of value, the same as I did for typography course. Because typography, I know it for 10 years already, for 9 actually. For 9 years. I worked with typography for 9 years, so I know the structure. I know that this system that I created is working. With Instagram, I know that my system is working with InstaTribe, but I know that I can optimize it because I still getting real life experience. Thank you so much for the mention. My pleasure. Whether it's InstaTribe or design related like Figma Masterclass and even his new typography course, I'm confident that you guys will gain a lot of value and it will pay off sooner or later. Thank you so much. 100%. I completely can confirm it that if you do the homework, if you go through all the lessons, we'll watch the exercise, which is directly practical knowledge with application. We'll work with project that you will be able to apply the knowledge that all the lesson that you watched, you will be able to apply it to real project. And then you will do the homework. 7 homeworks. You will know how to design landing pages using typography, how to design ebooks, restaurant menus. What else? Mobile apps. So all these things you will be able to cover in the homework, which means that one day you will decide, I really love mobile apps. I want to go in that area. You will do the homework, all the homework for mobile apps. Boom, success. I want to be only a web designer. I will go through landing pages and home pages design, homework, you achieve success. I want to do websites and ebooks for other designers who don't want to spend time on designing them, who just write the books in the Google Doc, and I will be able to design it for them, save them time, right? And what we do when we save time for someone else, we charge money for it. Yes, we charge money, we get money, and with this money, we go further, getting more clients and optimizing our process. And this is how we grow. That's amazing insight. I'm really loving this community. Oh yeah, the community is the most powerful thing, really. So that's why, yeah, for those who will join this course, they will already go to the next level. You will go to the community of the people who know typography and who know 95% of the design. For those who will take premium or VIP package or one-on-one, you'll also get a Slack channel, so you will be able to chat exactly with these people who are already in the program. I totally agree with Mohammed. Oh, Pia, hi. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly, but Pia also took, she's from Estonia, sorry for giving this information, but she took the at least 2 of my masterclasses as far as I know. And I know that Boost Your Creativity completely blew your mind. And I really like your homework that you did for that project. Really amazing. Isometric design you did also, and you did the homework for isometric design. I really loved it. Yeah, it doesn't mean that I know all the students, but in general, people who doing the stuff, who are practice, who are taking responsibility, who are participating, who are reacting, who are sending their reviews, how their life changed, that they got a job. These people I definitely remember, because, you know, when you learn something, that's one thing. But when then you interact with the person you learned from, like, for example, I taught you isometric design or non-traditional ways of using Figma. You got a job by applying this principle from non-traditional ways of Figma. In this case, you will definitely be able to get a job. So you got a job, you write to me, hey, Alex, I got a job. You can't even imagine how much energy I get, how it invigorates me, and I feel that this person is like my friend. We just sat together, talked together. I just showed one thing, he applied this thing, or she applied this thing to her work, his work, and got this job, and we become friends. This is how I start remembering the names. So this is how I know Mohammed and Pia. 3 courses I took. Thank you, Alex. Yeah, thank you for being active. I love active people. I love people who take responsibility for their life, and also who want to learn, who always develop their skills. Not just, oh, I live in a bad country, oh, I don't have time for that, I don't have time for this. So always, like, objections. Everything is really bad. All around is bad. Sometimes life is really hard. I know these things, especially when your relatives are dying, and I know it. And also when something is bad with health, this stuff, I know it. I went through that. And at this point, of course, when it comes to life and health, that's a completely different thing. This is the most important. But if everything is okay where you are today, okay, with your health, with your parents, with your siblings, with your friends, maybe, then the only responsibility, all the responsibility about your life is on you. And people who take this responsibility and move further and want to achieve the result, these people that I love the most, and these people what I want to see on the mastermind calls, because we will have the same vibe, the same energy. That's the thing. I came to know about you a few days ago, and I became a fan of yours. Thank you so much. Hope that my posts, stories, and programs, and especially this one, typography course, is the first program where I'm teaching the design process, the design process that is completely applicable to absolutely any project. If we're talking about non-traditional ways of using Figma, for example, with lots of lessons, you will learn lots of cool features that you can apply to get clients. Because it will help you to create some interesting things that people love, and it attracts their attention, and they will come to you. But when it comes to real project, this is where you start working with typography. And this is why this is the most applicable course that I'm already super proud of it, because it gives a clear structure system that I didn't have 8 years ago. I had to go through 2 years of pain and lots of money spent to get the first knowledge. At that point, we didn't have so much information. We didn't have YouTube. So we learned everything ourselves. But this helped me to build this system that I can give to you today. This is so amazing to watch, to know how connected you are to your students as much as you can. It really is so special. Thank you. Thank you so much. So guys, if there are no other questions, thank you so much for coming to this webinar. I'm super happy that you were here. Choose your plan. 2 days left for you with these prices. Just take it, and I'll see you in the course. Have a great day. Have a good night. and see you there with these prices that you deserve. Don't remember, just 2 days after that, they will be removed. That's it. Bye. Thank you. Thank you.